there is only one thing more coveted than love, and that is the opportunity to love one's soulmate. And it's a beautiful thing, the idea of finding and being able to love your soulmate, the person who is meant for you. And it's an idea that we fall in love with without really understanding what it means in its entirety. What is a soulmate? What does it mean to find a soulmate? What does it mean to love a soulmate? And so I want to tell you how to attract your soulmate, because there are a lot of people, unfortunately, who never attract their soulmate. There are many people who meet their soulmate, but they can't see who they are. And so they miss out on the opportunity to love their soulmate. And that's pretty sad. And then you have those few people, those very few people who are blessed with the opportunity to spend this lifetime loving their soulmate. First, we have to understand what a soulmate is. Very simply put, a soulmate is a person who you connect with. This is a person who you connect with on the deepest levels. Mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically. This is someone who you connect with. It doesn't mean that everything is going to be easy. Exactly the contrary, in fact. It doesn't mean that your relationship will come without troubles. It doesn't mean that it's going to be love at first sight. It means that you're able to connect at every level and at the deepest parts of those levels. And the reason why people don't find their soulmates, are unable to see their soulmates, are unable to love their soulmates is because they are terrified of connecting. Because to connect at the deepest levels, you have to open up the deepest part of yourself. In other words, you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable. And that is what we're afraid of. We have created masks, representatives, and we show people the best parts of ourselves or the constructed parts of ourselves. And that is what we introduce to others. That is what we give in relationships. But we don't want to share our deepest thoughts. We don't want to share our deepest fears, our insecurities. We don't want to share our deepest pains. We don't want to be naked. We can't even be naked in the mirror, let alone in front of someone else. And not just physically, but in all ways. We don't want to be naked mentally. We don't want to be naked emotionally because we have a fear of rejection. We have a fear of being hurt, of being let down. We have a fear of losing something good. And because of that fear, we've already lost. So in order to attract your soulmate, you have to be willing to be fearless. You have to be willing to be vulnerable. And you have to be willing to give your all. Ask yourself, can you put yourself in a position to where you can be utterly destroyed by someone who you love? Where you can give so much of yourself to a person. You can put so much into their hands that they could utterly destroy you. If you can't do that, then you're not ready for your soulmate. Because you have to be willing to put everything on the table. Everything. That is the only way that you can connect at the deepest levels. There's no way around this. And there's nothing more gratifying and satisfying than being able to find someone who you can connect with on that level. You may go through some times where you get burned, but it's only leading you to what's meant for you. How to find your soulmate? You don't. You find yourself. You open up yourself. And you allow your soulmate to come to you, and you connect.